Hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. So this time, what I'd like to talk about is that, pursuing your own egocentricity, you can become an angel, which what I'd like to talk about, I'd like to talk about our stuff. And first of all, most of you think that, being selfish or being egocentric is bad, which is what your parents have told you, and what if your parents that is, if your parents what you're going to tell your children is not to be selfish or not to be egocentric, but first of all, this is correct as a discipline, or this is correct as an education, because if you are if in general in most cases, or in general public, being egocentric in most cases, egocentric people and selfish selfish people harm other people. But what matters in this episode is that pursuing egocentricity, which means, I will tell you again, if you if you pursue your own egocentricity only in your mind, you can become an angelic people, or you can become an angel-like person, which means you can become a good person. You can become a really a kind person by pursuing your own egocentricity. And what I can say is that for example, if you become, please imagine that you became really an egocentric person. So maybe what you want next is food, money, or if you're a man, you would come to want to have, for example, have sexual intercourses with girls or beautiful women. And anyway, so let me pose an example of earning money, for example. So if you're really an egocentric person, for example, if you want money, I think you are going to take money from somebody else. So one of the manner is a theft, which means, for example, if you want money, you attack somebody, and you take money that somebody has, which means that actually is called a robbery. And you are going to, if you want money, for the easiest way to get money is to rob somebody or deprive somebody of money, which is the most efficient, which is the fastest manner to take money. But which means, by using only the manner of theft, what you can do is limited, which means, how should I say, for example, so I'm sorry. In this case, if you commit theft only by one person, or only by yourself, what you can get was the amount of money you can get is limited. So if you create some groups, or which means, if you decide to help with, for example, if you decide to help each other with your friends, for example, if you have, if you have 5 members, for example, so in which case, you can distribute your own works. For example, you watch the entrance to make sure that nobody comes to the scene of robbery or of intrusion, and of course, if you are really strong, or if your physical power is really strong, you can beat other people living in their houses, for example, which is how you can get into, or you can intrude into the houses of other people, by which you can take money from a lot of houses, and by efficiently communicating, and by efficiently helping each other with those 5 members of robberies, for example, you may be able to make a lot of money by stealing, or by burglary. But here's the thing, which means, that is a theft, or that is a kind of hunting. But if there's a manner to make value, for example, you know, if you if you could create some kind of business scheme generating money, that must be much better. For example, if you have buy manner, for example, if you if you happen to take on ownership of grocery store, for example, and you could become an owner of grocery store by, for example, burglar. Anyway, it's fine, or burglary is fine to get, the ownership of a grocery store, for example, and you can you became a grocery. You became the owner of the grocery store. So, in which case, you can hire people, you can, of course, you can work by yourself, but you may be able to hire people, and by which manner you can ask other people, or you can ask employees to work for supporting that grocery store you took by a burglary, for example, and by doing which, what you have to do is, of course, even in this situation, what you have to do is to distribute your own works, and Mr. A, please do this, Miss B, please do that, and so you have to buy some goods, you have to buy some goods, or you have to buy food for selling to the customers. Customers frequently come to the grocery store, which means you have to prepare goods for the coming customers, and or for the customers who are going to buy the goods you bought from other places, by which you can generate a lot of money by cooperation each other, by helping each other between you and among employees. Like which, so in this case, if you'd like to maximize your own wealth, what you have to do is to make your employees work like, for example, like your tools, or like your slaves, by which you can take a lot of money, and which is how you don't have to pay you don't have to pay a lot of money for your employees. But however, if you pursue your own egocentricity, for example, and next stuff is you'd like to I think you are going to come to want to make your own employees work efficiently. So in this case, I'm omitting a lot of phases, but maybe in this situation, after becoming the owner of a grocery store, I think you may want to use your own labors, or use your own employees efficiently. So in this phase, efficiency crops up, which means you need a higher efficiency, or you need a higher efficiency, which means what I'm saying is you'd like to raise return. I think you are going to want to raise return on investment, or return on expense. Higher return on lower expense is what you're going to want in this phase. So anyway, cutting to the chase, what I'm going to say is that I think you're going to it's the most efficient way to create a really comfortable workplace, so that many excellent people want to work hard for you, happily for you. To create such a comfortable situation, you have to pay a lot of money for those employees in the form of, for example, even in the form of in the form of wages, or in the form of paychecks. And you can give employees other options, like stock options, or other options. You can give like stocks, or some kind of some kind of, how should I say coupons. If you if you put out some coupons, or if you create some coupons for giving your employees, that is another option to engage the feelings of those employees, like so that you know those employees wants to work harder for those wages, by which you can raise your own wealth. And of course, for example, there is another option, and one of the such options is to introduce really excellent machines of high specifications, by doing which you can increase or you can raise the efficiency of the workplaces or the performance of your grocery store, for example. And by pursuing your own egocentricity, you can create a lot of money, and you are going to be worshipped by your own employees, because you gave in this case you have given those employees really comfortable situations or really comfortable workplaces, which is what I'd like you to know. So going back to the title, pursuing your own egocentricity, you can become an angel. This is true because by pursuing your own egocentricity to the extent to which you can give your own people really comfortable situations, or really comfortable environments, or really comfortable workplaces, you can make a lot of money for yourself, which is what I'd like you to understand this time. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.